There was a case not so long ago, 2 weeks back at Ndombeni suburbs, where a young kid at the age of 6 years was raped. Unfortunately, when the case went to the police, it died a very fast and quick death. And as a matter of fact, the child was never even taken for counseling or whatsoever. And that was a cause for concern to the society members who had also come up with the measures to call the children's home and the child line and all those sectors. But, well, it did not end well, and till up until this point, people are still wondering what the health sector is doing. So Tanaka, taking this from the clinical perspective or from the psychological perspective, what do you think should be done? Do you think does this affect the kids as they grow? Does it affect them in future? What exactly happens when someone is raped at a younger age and left unattended psychologically?
Well, this really does affect them. Let's say, for instance, if someone gets raped at the age of 6, right? They get raped, they're taken to the police, the matter is just thrown away, and nothing is done. They go to the hospital, maybe they're given just the pills, they're not even attended to maybe to be given the care that they need, right? Maybe to be actually like talked to, spoken to, right? Like little kids tend not to forget when they see that person roaming around. This can affect them in the long run. Or you can take into account that other people end up hating men for that case.
It comes as a deja vu.
It comes as a deja vu, like as a short form from back then, right? So what we have to do, like as the health sector, let's try and mold these children when there's situations come like in our offices, and we actually get to see that like on a daily basis. Let's just really try and take those children, take time and be with them, talk to them, listen to what they have to say. I think we have to actually talk to our parents too again, so that they can try and help the children. It's not only the matter that's supposed to be handled by people at the health sector, but then everyone at large has got a mandate. Everyone has got a duty to actually take care of them.
Yes, and decided it next. My next question being, how do you then get to talk to children or get to counsel children? Because I feel like you need some sort of authority from the parents or the guardians. So how then do you bridge that gap and make it happen?
Well, I think when it comes to counseling, the moments where the kid is raped and the matter is taken to the police, it should be more like something that is a must, something that should be done. We cannot say I should ask for permission from the parents.
But in the event that, because as of late, we get that a lot, where in clinics they tell you that as a child needs a parent's consent. They need a guidance consent, right? So in the event that we have now seen, since it is happening right now, we have seen that this is becoming a sketch. So what then do we do to breach that?
That's where the problem is right now.
Yes.
Because we tend to look at the parents first before we look at the needs of the child.
Yes.
I think after the child has been raped, the parents would have lost the privilege of being as the government, the government is there to actually make sure that you are protected from your own self. You're protected from yourself. So if the government sees that you are not able to take care of yourself, I think the government has to step in. So in this essence, if the parents don't want the children to be counseled, I don't think it's something that we should be proud of, saying that as a parent, I didn't allow these people to talk to my children or to do whatsoever. This is for the child's own good. So if, as the government, we see that it's good for the child and it's going to benefit the child in the long run, I think it's up to the government. The government should just proceed and do the counseling.
You've heard it yourself, coming from a psychology student. Well, Tanaka here is going to give us his closing remarks, what exactly he wants the community at large and all the viewers that are watching us right now to remain with as we are all fighting against juvenile rape. Tanaka.
All right. So what I would say as a community at large, let us protect our children. As the police, let us try and enforce the law. Let us not take right, because at the end of the day, this is going to affect us. Imagine in the long run whereby 10,000 children are being raped every day, and we actually like attend to 1,000. 1,000 just gets to get cancelled. The rest 9,000 is led like that. Imagine that was in the next future whereby 9,000 women have got a plea to the government. So I think we should just protect our children, and the law enforcers should just try and enforce this law, and I think that's all I can say.
Well, thank you so much, Tanaki, for joining us today, and thank you so much for the input that we had. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we had for you in this episode, and I hope that you will also be more vigilant and make sure that you do your most definite best to make sure that juvenile rape comes to an end. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye.